Hello, everybody. Dr. Steve here. I'm very excited to be with you here tonight. We're going to get started in a few minutes. Just wanted to say hello and introduce myself. I am Dr. Steve Sabo, and this is the Supplement Hoax webinar. Like I said, we're going to get started in a few minutes. We're going to talk about the problems with vitamins today. I am very excited to be with all of you tonight, and we will get started shortly. I'll be right back. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Steve Sabo. I am very excited to be with you here tonight for tonight's edition of the Supplement Hoax. If you give me just 1 second, I'm going to turn on the webcam here. There it is. Let's see. Here we are. And I will open this all up. Let me just make sure we are sharing the screen. Looks like we are. And like I said, I'm excited to be with you here tonight. My name is Dr. Steve Sabo. We're going to have some fun, I was going to say, with the webinar tonight. And you're going to learn about the supplement hoax. You're going to learn, guys, about the problems with vitamins today. You're going to learn about the problems with absorption. You're going to learn about the problems with the ingredients on the label. And finally, guys, you're going to learn about the contaminants found in supplements today. Let me just straighten this out a little bit. Good. So just wanted to share my webcam here just for a couple of minutes as I just say a brief hello. Excited to be here with you today. And we're going to get started now. First thing I'd like to do, everybody, is I would like you to take a look at the right over here. And on the right, there is a question box. I want to just make sure that I am able to hear all of you. So if you can hear me, just let me know on the right here. I'm going to take a quick look. Make sure you can hear me. Okay. Looks like people can hear me. Just wanted to make sure of that. And now I am going to shut the webcam off. We're going to get started, and we're going to dive right into the presentation. So give me 1 minute here. And we're showing this, and let's go to, here we are. And it looks like now we're showing the main screen. Good. Okay, guys, so let's get cracking, so to speak. So guys, I want to ask you a question as we start off here tonight with this supplement hoax webinar. My question to you is, do you take vitamin supplements daily? but still feel tired and sluggish and still seem to get sick all the time. So as you go through this webinar with me tonight, your goal, again, by the end of the webinar, is to take a look at the 3 factors that I suggest you consider when choosing a vitamin. So what are those 3 factors? Well, first, there's absorption. You know, vitamins aren't all they're kind of cooped up to be, because there are tons of problems with absorption. So that's problem number 1, the first thing that you need to take a look at. And we're going to talk about the problems with absorption of vitamins today. We are also going to talk about a solution that I have for absorption. Next, we're going to talk about quality. You know, vitamins today, there's good quality vitamins, there's poor quality vitamins, and there's stuff that's kind of in the middle. So I'm going to teach you what to look for to determine quality. And then finally, we're going to talk about the ingredients in vitamins today and the ingredients that you need to avoid, because do you know that many of these ingredients can actually be harmful to you? So guys, stay tuned for all that and more. In addition, you're going to want to stay until the end for a secret link to a shocking video interview I conducted with nutritional supplement expert Tracy Gibbs. You see, Mr. Gibbs is going to reveal the secret to making sure you absorb 85% more of your supplements and avoid wasting your hard-earned money on vitamins and becoming malnourished. Here's a picture of Tracy and myself as we did the interview quite recently, actually. I think you'll enjoy that. But in order to get the interview, you've got to stay till the end. So who am I, guys, and why am I here with you tonight? Well, as you can see, I'm a physician. I'm a doctor. There I am, a picture with my stethoscope. I grew up in a town called Lakewood, New Jersey. So where is Lakewood, New Jersey? Lakewood, New Jersey is about, I think it's about 9 miles from the ocean, the Jersey Shore, as we say in New Jersey, and just under 60 miles from New York City. So for those of you, local or national or even international, most people know New York City. I grew up about 60 miles from there. Medical school. So I went to college in Boston and I went to medical school. I started in France and I finished in Chicago. And then I did residencies in internal medicine, in emergency medicine, and I've been a practicing emergency physician since 1995. So this is now my 24th year in practice, 24th year in practice. I'm also an assistant professor of emergency medicine. Well, what does that mean? That means, well, let me backtrack. I now live in northern New Jersey on the border of New York State. I work at a hospital. It's a suburban emergency department, and it's just over the border, a town called Suffern, New York. And I have been a physician there. This is going on my 5th year. And I'm an assistant professor of emergency medicine. So what does that mean? Well, just like today, I had a medical student with me. And what happens is he went to see the patients, and then he'd come back, present the case to me, and then we would go examine the patients together. So I teach the medical students. I don't teach residents at this hospital, but I do teach medical students. And hence, I got the title Assistant Professor of Emergency Medicine. Happily married. Yes, I am. My wife, Gladys, and I recently celebrated our 21st wedding anniversary. In addition, we have 2 wonderful teenage daughters. Well, daughters that are wonderful, if you know what I mean, when they're not kind of going at each other. One daughter is a 2nd-year college student in Connecticut, and the other one, well, she's going to be moving out to Los Angeles, out to the left coast. But you know what? I love my wife, I love my family, but I find I spend too much time away from my family. So what did I do? I did something about it, and I entered the home business industry. I got involved with several health-related businesses, and I also have a social media marketing business. What do I mean by that? Well, as I say, I help home business owners and small business owners market themselves on social media. And I'm not going to get into the details here, but on the right here, here's a picture of myself making videos. And for those of you who are interested, I have over 320 something videos on my website and YouTube channel that I post on Instagram and my Facebook fan page. Easy to find. If you'd like to take a look at any of these videos, you might find that helpful. Most of the videos are under a minute, so they can fit on Instagram. And if you go to Dr. Steve Sabo, just like it says at the top there, that's my fan page, that's my Instagram account, and that's my website. So it's drstevesabo.com. Passionate about my businesses. Absolutely, I'm passionate about my businesses, in case you can't tell right now. And personal development, I love personal development. You know, guys, I teach personal development. I do personal development. I do 30 minutes a day. And on our team, we teach personal development as well. We have a book assignment every month, and we insist that people do personal development, because if you don't move forward and advance yourself, you don't stay still, you move backwards. So vitamins, I want you to ask yourself two important questions. Number one, are the vitamins you're taking really being absorbed? And number two, are they really healthy for you? So, guys, as we go through this webinar, I want you to think, what are the most important things to take into account when deciding what vitamins to invest in? Can you imagine the difference in your health and energy if you actually absorbed 85% more of the vitamins you're taking without contaminants? Let's talk a little bit more about vitamins. Many of us take them every day. We need them for good health. But the problem is that most people just don't eat enough nutritious foods. So let's take a look at this slide here. It says, who takes dietary supplements? I got this from a website, and it says here 71%, which is basically 7 out of every 10 U.S. adults take dietary supplements. So we can break that down further, and it's 77% of adult U.S. women, 65% of adult U.S. men, and 74% of adults with children, and 70% without adults without children. And then if you break it down by age, it's about the same, 74% here. So the take home from this slide, basically, guys, is that 7 out of every 10 U.S. adults takes dietary supplements. It's a big, big business. So let's get back to the 3 factors we talked about. So when you're choosing a vitamin, when you guys are out there at a store, at a pharmacy, a drugstore, a big box store, and you're looking at a vitamin, I want you to consider 3 things. And these are the crux, the main thing that we're going to talk about here tonight. First, absorption, and then we're going to talk about quality and ingredients. So first, let's talk about absorption. Guys, most vitamins just aren't absorbed. You know, there's a famous saying out there, and it's, your body doesn't absorb vitamins. All you get from taking vitamins is expensive urine. Yes, expensive urine. Now I want to spend a couple of minutes. I want to talk about the absorption of vitamins and minerals in the digestive system. So let's take a look at the picture that's over here. You take the vitamin. If it's a chewable vitamin, you're going to chew it in the mouth, and it'll get broken down further. Just like a vitamin you don't chew, the salivary glands will secrete salivary amylase, and digestion begins in the mouth. Goes into the esophagus, into the stomach, and whatever type of vitamin you take gets further broken down in the stomach by the digestive enzymes in the stomach. And then the substance goes into the small intestine, where it's mixed with enzymes from both the pancreas and then bile, which is important in fat-soluble digestion. Bile comes from the liver. And these two organs help with digestion and absorption of the nutrients. And then most of your vitamins get absorbed in the small intestine. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And then finally, whatever is left goes into the large intestine, the rectum, and then out the anus. So where are vitamins absorbed? Well, before we get into the specific location, I want to tell you that it depends on two things. It depends on the specific vitamin, and it depends on the type of vitamin. Where are vitamins absorbed? Depends on these two factors. So let's start with the type of vitamins. What are the two types of vitamins? First type is water-soluble vitamins. The second type we're going to get to in a minute are fat-soluble vitamins. So back to the water-soluble vitamins, it means they dissolve in water. You've got to replenish them every single day. It includes vitamins B and vitamin C. And here's a key thing is that most of vitamins B and C leave the body in the urine. Let's start with vitamin B. It's found in fish, eggs, bread, and poultry. It's bound to proteins. And you see, guys, it's actually broken down in the stomach and absorbed in the ileum. The ileum is the final part of the small intestine. So why is it important to learn about vitamin B? I mean, big deal. Guys, I'm going to tell you why it's important, and we're going to talk about that right now. And that's because you could conceivably have a deficiency in vitamin B. When you don't get enough vitamin B, you get a deficiency. So let's talk about some of the problems you can have with this type of deficiency. You can get skin problems, dry, cracked skin, dermatitis, frequent bruising, and delayed wound healing. You can get fatigue, muscle weakness, lack of coordination, and muscle wasting. You can get mental problems, headache, insomnia, confusion. You can get gastrointestinal problems with nausea and vomiting, diarrhea. And finally, you can get anemia, which is a low blood count. Now let's talk about vitamin C. Here you can see a glass of orange juice. Citrus fruits are a great source of vitamin C. So vitamin C, unlike B, is actually absorbed in the jejunum, which is the second part of the small intestine. And for vitamin C to get absorbed, it actually has to kind of lock onto molecules in order to transport it through the intestinal wall, and then eventually gets into the bloodstream. So guys, again, why is it important to learn about vitamin C? Because if you don't take enough vitamin C, you can have a deficiency. What are the problems that you see with vitamin C deficiency? Weakness and weight loss. Who wants that? You can actually get a condition, if it's bad enough, called scurvy. And scurvy occurs after usually about a few months. You can get coiled hair, here's some bleeding gums, get infections, poor wound healing, bruising of the arms and legs. In addition, vitamin C deficiency can cause edema of the legs. Now let's talk about the second type of vitamin. We talked about water-soluble. Now let's talk about fat-soluble vitamins. What are these vitamins? A, D, E, and K. And guys, these vitamins are different because they must be dissolved in fat before being absorbed. They stay in the body. You may not need to take them every single day. Now, bile. Bile is a substance produced in the liver, and it's stored in the small intestine. And what it does is it breaks down fats, and it allows the fats and the fat-soluble vitamins to be better absorbed. So again, guys, if you don't get enough of these type of vitamins, that is the fat-soluble vitamins, you get a deficiency. So let's see what the deficiencies are of vitamins A, D, E, and K. First, vitamin A. Deficiency can cause blindness. It can cause hair loss. It can cause poor immune function. Vitamin D deficiency can cause soft bones, weak muscles, poor immune function. Vitamin E. Vitamin E deficiency, guys, is fairly rare, but it can cause muscle weakness, poor vision, and neurologic problems. And finally, vitamin K. Vitamin K promotes blood clotting, and a deficiency of vitamin K can actually cause excessive bleeding. So let's review here. The problem here is that vitamin absorption is poor. Guys, I have a solution for you, and that is liposomes. Liposomes. So what are liposomes? Well, as a medical doctor, I'm quite familiar with them because they've been used for years to increase absorption of drugs, of medications, such as cancer medications and antiviral medications. Liposomes are bubbles that encase the nutrients, and they're made of cholesterol and phospholipids, means fats basically. And they include a head and a tail. If we look at the right over here, we have the blue dots, those are the heads, and the squiggly orange lines, those are the tails. Let's talk a little bit more about liposomes here. Well, the heads face outward, as you can see on this drawing, and that is because they're hydrophilic. So if you can imagine a bubble with these green dots on the outside, which are the hydrophilic heads, they love water, and they're wrapped around the nutrient, and they go into the stomach, and then they go down the gastrointestinal tract with water and digestive juices. This liposome is, in a sense, protecting the nutrient. And it's better able to go through the digestive tract because the hydrophilic heads, which love water, are on the outside. And then you have the tails, which are on the inside here, and they are hydrophobic, meaning they fear water. So again, as I said, the construction allows the liposomes to travel through the digestive system easier and increase absorption of the substances that they carry. Here's another picture. It shows liposomes encasing the nutrients. Again, it helps transport the nutrients to the intestine where they are absorbed. And in this diagram, you can imagine a cutaway view with this bubble or liposome. And you see inside, you see the drug or the nutrient or the supplement that is encased by this bubble, this liposome. So liposomes, this is a great picture here, and it basically shows the liposome on the left, the cell on the right, and what happens as the liposome approaches the cell, the walls of the cell and the liposome start merging, as you can see over here. And then there's a release. Let me advance this. The walls of the liposome and the cell merge, causing release of the nutrient into the cell. It's a great diagram, guys. So we know what a liposome is now. Now let's talk about the advantages of liposomes. Number one, they increase the stability of the substance. We already said that. They wrap the nutrient. They are protective against the harsh digestive juices starting in the stomach and throughout the gastrointestinal tract. So they increase stability. They're not toxic. That means they're not harmful. They're flexible. And they're biodegradable, which means they're able to be decomposed by the body. You know that diagram a few back when the liposome and the cell merge? What happens to the liposome wall? It actually gets incorporated into the cell wall. Now, there are a lot of studies out there, guys, about liposomes and about how liposomes increase absorption. So you can go to pubmed.gov. We're not hiding anything. There's lots of studies that show that there's increased absorption. I want to give you this study here of vitamin C. And the result of this study was that vitamin C was better absorbed when encapsulated or surrounded by liposomes. So I know a lot of people out there, you guys don't like graphs, but this one's fairly simple to understand. The bottom line shows the plasma concentration of vitamin C, they all do, but it's a flat line. And this is a placebo. Placebo means you give like sugar water, or you give just nothing, basically, and there's no vitamin C, and you see there's no level of vitamin C. The middle graph with the open circle, this is unencapsulated vitamin C. This is probably, if you take vitamin C, the vitamin C that you take. So you can see there's more than the placebo, so you do get some absorption, but notice the top graph, and the top graph is the encapsulated. In other words, the vitamin C that's surrounded by liposome, and you can see in every single time period, the encapsulated vitamin C is absorbed better. It gives higher plasma vitamin C concentration. So let's move on to the second factor to consider when choosing a vitamin, and that's quality. So most vitamins are of poor quality. There's studies from consumerlab.com that show that vitamins may actually contain less than or more than the amount listed on the label. And they may not break apart properly, which causes decreased absorption. Here's some pictures, some of them kind of ugly, of poor quality vitamins. Let's now talk about the problem with the ingredients, okay? Poor ingredients. So vitamins may contain contaminants, such as artificial food coloring, which may cause hyperactivity. How about hydrogenated oils? Can you imagine taking something with this stuff in it? And that can increase LDL and heart attack risk. PCBs, heavy metals, that may increase the risk of prostate cancer. Talc and magnesium silicate, which has been associated with stomach cancer. Guys, my wife was taking some vitamin from one of the big box stores before she took higher quality vitamins, and found out that there was actually talc in her vitamin. Needless to say, she stopped taking that vitamin. And finally, titanium dioxide. That substance has actually been linked with damage to the lung, the kidney, and the intestines. So here's some articles I'll just go over briefly with talking about poor ingredients. On the top left, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, it says, warns of potential contamination in multiple brands of not only drugs, but supplements. And there's good old consumerlab.com again, talking about actually a salmonella outbreak linked to powders and pills. And then we have herbal supplements full of contaminants, and the New York Times saying study finds supplements contain contaminants. No matter how you slice it, guys, there are poor ingredients in vitamins today. So again, as I said, you can see there are many problems with vitamins. Many are poorly absorbed. Many are of poor quality, and many contain harmful contaminants. So guys, what should you do? I've got some recommendations for you. First, be careful choosing the nutritional products you put into your body. I recommend choosing pharmaceutical grade nutritional products or nutraceuticals because they're a higher quality product. I recommend checking the labels to look for any additives. And I recommend vitamins that have a liposome delivery system that increases absorption. I also recommend a company that produces all natural, high quality nutraceutical products and uses a liposome delivery system. Guys, I am proud to be a part of the scientific advisory board of this company, and I can attest to the quality of the products. What's the name of the company? It's called Viseo. Guys, I want to introduce you to this company, Viseo, that I belong to. And it solves all the problems that we've just been talking about. So I'd like to introduce you to the company here tonight. We're going to talk about 5 things here, 5 pillars of a legacy companies or a 5-star opportunity. We're going to start with the world-class leadership. And then we're going to get into what I really love, the disruptive science, the products. We're going to talk about the liposome encapsulated products that we have, as well as the advanced delivery technology of the enzyme products that we have with this company. We're going to be talking about number 3, the right timing. We're going to be talking about generous rewards. And finally, we're going to be talking about the worthwhile cause. So let's start at the top, and that begins with world-class leadership. You know, great companies absolutely start off with great leadership, and Viseo is no different. Here at the top, we have Dallin and Carrie Larson. Dallin Larson is very famous in the home business industry because Dallin, you see, has built up not one but 2 companies to $1 billion. First, it was USANA, and then functional drink beverage company Monavi. And here he is starting this company, and I say starting because we're really relatively new. The company's only been around for about a year. Here's a picture of Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year, Dallin Larson. I'd also like to introduce you to our other owners of the company, and that would be Daniel Pacou, Dan Zhu, and those are our owners. So that's our world-class leadership. Now, guys, now we get to talk about the disruptive science and the products. Standard supplements don't deliver. That's what I've been talking about here. Minimal absorption, poor quality, harsh digestive tract, very ineffective. So how does Viseo overcome this? Using our advanced delivery technologies. We have 6 products in our company. 3 of them use the liposome system, and 3 of them use something called an enzyme delivery system. And I'm going to get right to talking about the products now, guys, because this is what really excites me here with this company. First, I'm going to talk about the Enzyme Advantage products. And as I talk about them, I want you to think the system is different. It's still advanced delivery technology. It's different than a liposome. So why enzyme? Why not the liposome here? Well, because these products, these 3 products, are more of the whole food product, and therefore we need enzymes to help break them down and help them get better absorbed, as opposed to the liposomes that we talked about earlier. You see, as we get older, we lose a lot of our digestive enzymes in our gastrointestinal tract. And so what we try to do here is we add them to the products to help them get better absorbed. And these are our 3 products. I'm going to start with the Core Complete. The Core Complete is a wonderful product. It is our multivitamin. And I really should say multivitamins because each packet, each daily packet, includes 5 pills. And as it says here, it includes all these different ingredients. It includes 1 pill is the vitamin pill with 72 trace minerals. We have the green foods or the superfoods, the superfruits. We have a pill that contains digestive enzymes. Remember, I just said that as we get older, our digestive enzymes kind of start fading out. So we kind of need a boost. And this pill in the 5 pills of the Core Complete contains digestive enzymes, but it also contains probiotics. You know, what are probiotics? Probiotics are stuff like, I'm blocking here, acidophilus. You know, as an emergency doctor, I recommend acidophilus to my patients who have diarrhea because you see, in your gut, in your intestine, some of the bacteria that you have in there are good because they help break down foods. So unfortunately, when you have diarrhea and you have it for a while, you lose the good bacteria. But you see, by taking a probiotic, by taking something like acidophilus, you're replenishing the gut with the good bacteria. So this pill, with the digestive enzymes, with the probiotics, it's helping you digest your food better. What else do we have? We have antioxidants throughout this Core Complete. And finally, we have the omega complex. I want to talk about the omega complex for a few minutes because the omega includes the fish oil. You know, the fish oil that's good for your heart, and the medicine or the supplement that I take every day. You know, I was always wondering why it was yellow. And our product here, the fish oil pill in the Core Complete, is actually a nice pink. And that's because we get our fish oil from Norwegian salmon. They say if you take this pill, the omega complex fish oil pill, every day of the week, it's equivalent to about 2 Norwegian salmon. We get that from Norway. Now what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the V-Slim. The V-Slim is our new weight management program. And here you see CNN reporting saying that 1/3 of the world is actually overweight, with the US leading the way. So let me just briefly talk about the ingredients that we have here, because it's really a fascinating product. It includes, number one, it includes Slimiluma, or Caralluma fimbriata. This is a substance that actually curbs your appetite. And Caralluma fimbriata is an interesting substance found in a plant, cactus-like plant in India. And it's been used for years by the Indian people in times of famine. Whether it be a drought or a flood, they can't get food. They cut open with a knife this cactus-like plant and they eat the Caralluma fimbriata. It helps them from the feeling of being starved. And why do I call it also Slimiluma? Because it's actually made by a company called Gencor in the United States, and it's marketed as Slimiluma. And I'm very excited to tell you that that is found in our weight management product. And we signed an agreement with the company that we would be the only company in the direct sales industry to be able to offer Slimiluma. So quite a unique ingredient there. The second ingredient in the V-Slim is Garcinia cambogia, and you may have heard of that because what it does is it boosts metabolism. In addition to that, it helps regulate blood sugar, and it's from a plant or a fruit. Actually, I think it's a fruit in Asia, and has also been shown to help with weight loss. The third ingredient that's very key here is Gymnina sylvestre, and this is a substance that also supports healthy blood sugar levels. So in addition to that, there's some trace minerals, and there's coconut juice, which is also found in the V3 over here. Excuse me, and it's used for hydration. So let's now jump over to the third product in this class, and it's called V3, or our energy. V3 gives you energy and hydration, again, the coconut water, and helps with mood. The interesting substance, one of them over here that's interesting, is theobromine. Anybody out there like dark chocolate? Well, theobromine is found in dark chocolate, and it's a mood enhancer. It's kind of the feel-good substance out there, and studies have shown this to be true. So what I want to do now, guys, I want to give some some testimonials and stuff about the products. And guys, this is me. All right, this is before and after. This is before I started on the weight management product. I was 169.8 pounds. 22 days later, I was down a whopping 14.4 pounds. Guys, I think you can see it in my stomach, but in addition to that, I absolutely feel it in the neck. I know that even my feet, my shoes are loose on me, and I'm happy to say another 2.2 pounds after that. I'm down 16.6 pounds. I made a declaration before that first day. I said, I will lose 20 pounds, and I said it on a Facebook Live, and I will lose those 20 pounds. I can guarantee that. I'm well on my way. Next product I want to give a little testimonial to is the V3 Energy, and that's from Cassandra. She says, I have successfully replaced my morning coffee and other energy drink products with MicroLife's V3. It's just amazing, and I feel so good taking it and have more energy than I know what to do with. And it's the best kind of energy. Thank you, Viseo. Now I'm going to talk about the liposome products. Those who use an enzyme delivery system, this delivery system uses liposomes. And guys, here are our 3 products here. 2 of them are in the spray bottle. That's the Sleep and the Renew. And then Neuro comes in a capsule form. So let's start with the sleep product. The sleep product is absolutely wonderful. You know, I never thought I had a problem with sleep. I thought it was normal to get up 6 or 7 times at night and stare at the clock. Now I get to sleep faster and I get into a deeper sleep. So let me tell you about some of the ingredients in the sleep product. You can read what it says here on the slide, but one of the ingredients is called GABA, or gamma amino butyric acid. And it's an amino acid, and it's a substance that's found in the brain. And it actually helps with putting you in a relaxed, depressed, not depression, but depressed or relaxed state. And the body is able to kind of auto-regulate that substance. And at night, when the brain recognizes that it's nighttime, it bumps up the GABA levels. So another key ingredient here is melatonin. Melatonin is a naturally occurring substance in the part of the brain called the pineal gland, and it's been shown to help with sleep. The third ingredient I want to talk about is something called NAC, or N-acetylcysteine. For those of you in the medical field, or specifically in the emergency department like myself, it's actually the antidote for Tylenol overdose. You see, when somebody takes an overdose of Tylenol or acetaminophen, what happens is the body gets depleted of an important substance in the liver called glutathione. And the theory behind using NAC, or N-acetylcysteine, is that by giving NAC to the person, you rejuvenate or replenish the body with glutathione. And what's interesting here is that N-acetylcysteine helps detoxify the liver, but at the same time, it helps detoxify the brain, which is why the company put this substance in the sleep product. Let's move on now to the Neuro. Neuro is also one of my favorite products. It's a great product. And as it says, it nourishes your brain for increased performance, supports mood, boosts mental energy. It's a great substance. Tell you just a quick story here. One of the people on my team, a distributor, woman, has a child that's 8 or 10 years old, autistic. You know, you ask them to say the alphabet. Best the kid can do is maybe say the letter A. 3 weeks on our product, and let me tell you, amazing. The child is absolutely able to spell almost the entire phrase happy birthday, almost the entire phrase. Key ingredients here, Bacopa monnieri, which is a plant that's been shown in studies to help with memory, and a substance that I always like to talk about. It's called huperzine, substance found in the moss plant in China, and it's actually chemically similar to medicines that have been used for memory disorders. Final product in this line here, the liposome products, is the Renew. Renew comes in a micro gel. It's 4 sprays once a day. It says get spring in your step. It increases flexibility and mobility. Yes, it supports the body's natural inflammatory response and lubricates the joints. One of the ingredients is similar. You've heard of chondroitin sulfate and glucosamine. We don't have that. We have a newer substance, helps lubricate. And we also have a substance called curcumin. Curcumin is actually found in the spice turmeric and has been shown in studies to help with joint pain. In addition, here we have some antioxidants. We have the acai berry, we have resveratrol, and they also help with inflammation. So let's move on here. I've got some testimonials. I want to show you just a clip from this video over here that says Hannah's mom and on the sleep product, and let me get that started.
Rage, aggression, anxiety, tics, OCD, and depression, and seizures in her. We were at a loss. The last 4 years have been a nightmare in our home, trying to find out for her. Many times I got on my knees and I begged God to send us a miracle. He sent us that miracle with DeSeo. Friends of mine, John and Carrie Sound, gave me a sample of Sleep and a sample of Renew to try with her. Hannah's insomnia is so bad that it takes her 1 to 3 hours to go to sleep at night, and then she would be up 5, 10, 15 times a night, coming in our room, walking her back to bed. She never got rest. She would wake up angry and sad and red circles under her eyes. So the first night, I decided, okay, let's try the sleep. And so, like all good parents, we lied to her. And we said, we're going to spray sugar in your mouth, because what kid doesn't want sugar before they go to bed? Well, she opened her mouth, and I got one squirt in, and she covered her mouth and said, I don't like the ogre. I don't like the ogre. We have since, we put in a syringe, now she takes it like a champ. But that first night, my little girl, who would take 3 hours to go to sleep, fell asleep in 6 minutes. And she slept 13 straight hours. If that's not a miracle in the bottle, I don't know what is. I am so grateful and thankful. Also, we're using the Renew now to help treat the inflammation that's ravaging in her body. I'm so grateful that God answered my prayers. It took 4 years, but I got those prayers answered in the form of a product that works, an amazing business opportunity, and a DeSeo family. I think there's like 7,000 of y'all last year. This is amazing. And one big shout out to John and Carrie Sound. If John had not given me those products, I never would have tried them. And my View Crew Nation, I'm so excited of walking this journey of health, happiness, wellness, not only for our family, but for the families we touch. And thank you for hearing my story. God bless.
Wow, guys. Let me go back for a second. Wow, guys. Isn't that awesome? Do you see how stuff like this can actually improve your life? Can you imagine what it's like not only for their child, but for them, the parents? Wow. Let me give you a quick testimonial here. Barbara's mom on the neuro. She says, my mom was diagnosed with, and I had to take out the disorder, memory problems in November. She began taking neuro on the first Saturday in April. 2 weeks later, started taking Renew. She wasn't calling on the phone because she couldn't remember how. She was barely getting out of bed and declining really fast. And now she's barely even taking a nap. She's doing lots of stuff, all this art. She's written 3 different letters to my sister. She calls me on a regular basis. Wow. Look at Barbara's mom here. And look at my mother-in-law, Fanny. You see, my 90-year-old mother-in-law has had joint pains for years, especially in her thumb. And after just 1 day on the Renew product, the pain in her thumb was gone. And she doesn't miss a day without Renew. And you know what? She also, and I'm not going to get into it, but she doesn't miss a day without neuro. Her doctors are amazed at the phone numbers that she remembers. Let me go through the rest of the presentation here in the last few minutes. I'm going to talk about the other kind of pillars of the legacy company here. One is the right timing. Guys, you talk about timing. This is a new company. We've only been open just over a year here. The direct sales industry itself, it's never been more mainstream or lucrative. And social media, technology. Gosh, I talk to people from other network marketing companies. They had to get the stuff delivered to the garage many years ago, and then they had to put it in the back of their car and deliver it. You know, the technology we have now, you order on the website, sign people up on the website, it's in real time, and the company ships the stuff out directly to the consumer. Huge growth. And timing? Well, we got leadership, disruptive technologies, early window, 1 year open, and a proven system. Briefly talk about generous rewards. These are all our bonuses. We have 8 ways to earn. We have lifestyle trips, business centers. How do you begin earning? Well, you got to sign up first. In the US, you enroll for $49.95. You place that initial order, enroll in the optional LCP, which is the Loyalty Convenience Program. Again, it's optional, but you can't earn money unless you actually enter the AutoShip program. And then you want to be a star. Means you enroll two people. You put one on the right side, one on the left side. Everybody has to have at least a personal volume of 80. And then you become a star. How do you become a star maker? Well, you help somebody else do the same. And that's what you've done here. You have 80 PV, and the star on the left is a star because she's helped the BP on the bottom left and the BP on the right there. Everybody's at 80 personal volume. That means the woman with the glasses becomes a star, and you become a star maker, and you get the bonus that's listed over here. Guys, we have lots of different ranks and rank advancements, really not that important right now, except to say that the stars are where the trips are, the special trips at gold and black diamond and royal diamond and double crown blue diamond. And then you want to get customers, of course, and qualified means you got one on the left, one on the right. Worthwhile cause. You know, no company out there is, what do I want to say? Well, let me talk about our company. We have a cause that provides clean water to people and communities in Africa. We drill wells. We work with a company called Hands and Hearts to Humanity. And the company raises money from this business and donates money to people in Africa to dig wells for people, for kids. So how do you guys start? Well, you enroll for $49.95. You place that initial order based on your goals, enroll in the LCP. We've got a great app. You see the picture here on the iPhone. What's great about it is you don't need a desktop computer these days or a laptop, as it says. You can do your entire business on the smartphone. And then, of course, you want to meet with your sponsor, review the action plan. Events, we've got lots of events. I spoke as a member of the scientific board this past weekend, Lake City, Florida regional event. I'll be speaking again in a couple of weeks. And that's in Ontario, California, just outside Los Angeles. So guys, a couple of other things. I'm almost done here. Products, they're not evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. So hence, unlike medications, they are not intended to diagnose, cure, treat, or prevent any disease. And we have an income disclaimer that says, I have made no promises of any income or award level in the company. So guys, you have three choices here, three choices. First, option one is don't do anything and don't take advantage of cutting edge nutraceutical products. Option two, just become a customer. That's great. Experience the products for yourself. And number three is put up the small investment compared to the value you'll get. Team up with an emergency doctor who's on the scientific advisory board and become a brand partner in Viseo. Let me ask you guys a question. Is it worth taking a few minutes of your time, a few dollars of your money to join forces with a company that produces high quality nutraceutical products and uses cutting edge liposome and enzyme delivery systems? Guys, let me ask you another question. You've been on webinars before, you get excited, fired up, and what happens the next day? Usually nothing. Why? Because you go back to old habits. And the only way you'll be successful is if you break old habits and invest in a system like Viseo. And I can help you use the tools you'll need to become Viseo successful. And if you don't do that, you'll shift right back to your old habit. You know all that money you spend on dinners, movies, that's disposable income. What I'm asking you to do is make an investment in yourself that will turn into more money. You guys read Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Poor people buy liabilities and rich people buy assets. I'm asking you to put money into an investment as opposed to taking money away from you. And finally, the way it is you have now, you can have money or excuses. You just can't have both. Two choices. You can sign up and get involved in a business with cutting edge nutritional products, or you can give excuses. Why you didn't do this, why you can't afford it, why you just don't have enough time. You can't have both. It's money or excuses. What do you want? You can't have both. So, guys, if you were invited on this presentation by somebody else, I suggest you get back to the person who sent you here. If it was me, through an ad, through the website, through my social media post that caused you to come here, I invite you to go to drsteveinformation.com, where you can, here's a copy of the form. You can put that information on. Be happy to get back to you. Send me your contact information. And of course, guys, get your free bonus interview, that one that we talked about with Chief Scientific Officer of Viseo, Tracy Gibbs, on the same website. That's drsteveinformation.com. Before I wrap it up, guys, oh, by the way, again, I want to give you my social media accounts. That's drstevesabo, S-A-B as in boy, O.com is my website, and my Instagram account is exactly that, and my Facebook fan page is exactly that. So before I wrap it up, I'd like to just see if you have any questions, you guys. Let me take a look over here. Here are the questions. Okay, we have a question. So I'm in Canada. Person says, I'm in Canada. How much does it cost to sign up? That's a great question. So I signed somebody up recently, a few people actually in Canada, and it's actually $1 Canadian to sign up. Now, we are not for retail in Canada, so we're working on being able to acquire customers, but you can sign people up as business partners. And because of that, we're not able to offer all the bonus packs and the intro packs that we have here in the States, but we are open in Canada, and that's what it costs. And we got one more question. What other countries is Viseo open in? That's another good question out there. And I will tell you that we have an office in Hong Kong, in Asia. Taiwan to open soon. China soon. Japan is open. Malaysia, Singapore is open. Soon we will be opening Thailand. That's supposed to be on July 1st as of now. And eventually we'll open in the Philippines as well. So, guys, no more questions. I'm going to wrap it up. It's just under an hour. Again, for your free bonus interview with Tracy Gibbs. And if you want to contact me, I'd be happy to get back to you. It's all on drsteveinformation.com. So, guys, follow me on social media. Check out my posts, my videos, and I hope you got valuable information here on the supplement hoax. Good night, everybody.